Good morning, my name is Misha Winter and I'll be presenting a poster called They Are Watching Us. Before I begin, it's important that you know what CCTV is short for. CCTV stands for Closed Circuit Television. This poster aims to describe CCTV surveillance and help inform you, the reader, of facts about this form of surveillance and how it has been used in the UK to solve crimes for victims to receive justice as well as prevent crime. Firstly, to understand what the purpose of CCTV is, you must know what surveillance means. According to Marx 2015, surveillance is attendance to others, whether a person, a group, or in a form of national census, or to factors presumed to be associated with these. A central feature of surveillance is gathering some form of data connectable to individuals. Here's some key facts about CCTV. The use of CCTV surveillance being used in the UK by police has a history that stretches back as far as 40 years. CCTV cameras were initially introduced in 1960s in London and Liverpool. However, it was unsuccessful due to the high cost of cabling. The amount of CCTV cameras in the UK have increased from 21,000 in 1999 to 59,753 in 2010. The Met Police reported that amongst the 2,512 suspects caught in the year 2010 in London, 4 were suspected murderers, 23 rapists and sex attackers, and 5 wanted gunmen. CCTV can be effective in reducing levels of theft from the person. After CCTV was introduced in 1960, crime rates dropped to nearly 4 times lower compared to the period before police patrol began. The 34th British Social Attitude (BSA) survey reported that 80% of public supported the use of video surveillance in public areas, and 60% supported the collection of information about anyone living in Britain without their knowledge. Here's a few theories that support surveillance, in particular CCTV. Ronald Dawkins' right as Trump theory put forward the idea that individuals' rights should be put above overall societal objective. This meant that he believed that surveillance should be constitutionalized, as his theory is that individuals should be treated equal concerns and equal respect. Therefore, an individual's material interest and respect should be protected. What this means is that if an individual's rights have been invaded, that they should be able to seek legal justice. And by using CCTV, they will have evidence of the crime that was committed. Betham's theory on surveillance. Another theory on surveillance is Betham's theory on surveillance. Betham's theory did not involve anything physical, but rather he designed a prison called a Pentagon, which acted as surveillance and caused people to feel as though they are under constant monitoring, causing them to become conscious of their behavior and less likely to offend or do what was asked of them. Even having to be present, as they cannot see the observer, but believe they are under constant monitoring. In modern day society, CCTV acts as a Pentagon prison, as the images are not under constant monitoring. However, individuals are aware that cameras are around, making them more conscious of their behavior, as they know that they are more likely to be punished for illegal behavior. An example of when CCTV was beneficial in society is the James Bulger case. James Bulger was just 2 years old when he was abducted from a shopping centre located in Liverpool on the 12th of February 1993. His body was found on a railway line 2 days later. His killers were Robert Thompson and John Venables, both aged 10 at the time. Matt Roper later reported in 2021 that the police officer who led the investigation was able to nail his killers from receiving a tip from a proprietor of a business called Amex, who had a CCTV footage camera in his car park. Although the picture was grainy, as CCTV cameras were not high quality then, they were able to make port of the three youngsters and the paint on Venable's coat, which was spotted by a close family friend. Because of CCTV footage, the police were able to identify the suspects who were least expected due to their age and release the image to the public in hopes people would come forward, which they did. Due to this, the family of James Bogle were able to receive justice. There are a few ethical issues to take into consideration when it comes to CCTV. The ethical issues that may occur is a lack of consideration for everyone living in the community, as there are many liberals who would consider CCTV in public places as an infringement of the important privacy-based rights. Furthermore, surveillance prompts some common ethical concerns amongst those living in communities where there is an overuse of CCTV, such as in the United Kingdom, as there is a lack of privacy and transparency of the use of the cameras. Some questions have been asked as to what the specific use of the surveillance is and who is employing it. An example of people who can employ surveillance is the state, which is the government, or a private corporation. And for what purpose? Is this purpose for personal use or for legal use? In conclusion, this poster has showed you, the reader, what the impact of CCTV has had on the UK population and where the concept of this form of surveillance derived from. This poster hopes to have educated you, the average civilian, on CCTV usage, whether negative or positive. That's up to you to decide.